Hello everybody, Rob here from Average Hobby, and today I wanted to talk about the Triad system for Army Painter. So I use the Army Painter Air Triad system for one of my new models here. The way they have the system, I'm starting to understand it a little bit better. This is now my third model that I've done the Triad on. From start to finish, did the whole model, and I'm going to show you guys in a quick second. But what I think they should be doing for these triads is making them a little bit more distinct. Have them definitely different, because they're trying to get you to do them almost like a zenithal. They're trying to get you to do the base basically from kind of like this angle, firing up into the bottom of the model. Then they're trying to get you to use the mid-tone kind of like on a 45-degree angle to catch most of the mids and a little bit of the top of the model. And then they want you to get the highlight and spray it directly down onto the top of the model. Basically doing a zenithal. And you know what? It's not bad. But what I've been noticing is the mid-tone and the base, there doesn't seem to be too much of a color difference. This one, there's a more color difference. And I'll actually show it momentarily here. Actually, I'll show it right now. So this is my Parasite and Mortrix. Here's all the paints I used, if you're interested, and all that stuff. But the main thing here is the charred bone, skeleton bone, and bleach bone. The main parts of this model. So here it is. Hopefully I got a good light positioned here. So you can see directly on, it's very skeleton bony. Now I did give it a wash, so obviously there's a little bit of a different color to it, but I did directly on. You can actually see like in the arms, things like that. I gave it a bit of a wash, so the color will be a little off. You can see kind of why in the dark recesses there. It worked out really good. Then when you actually look from the bottom, you actually can see a lot more of, and I can turn it up this way and you can see it a lot better on the arms specifically, the charred bone base color. I think because the charred bone and the skeleton bone are quite very different, they popped definitely better than the Space Marine, Ultramarine versus whatever it was there was the base. I then used the bleach bone right from the top, and you can see a little bit of it on the arms, on the head, if you can get it. Not so much on the wings. You can see a little bit of it there, and a little bit of it there. But then what I also did was I used my highlight as a dry brush to pick all the little details in the arms and make them pop just that little bit. And I think it looks really, really good. But I think if I were to do this again, I would maybe add a little bit more brown to the charred bone. Make it just a little bit more browner. Now, yes, the new Warpaints Fanatics, you get, I think it's six paints that you get to pick from. So there's that, which I will definitely be doing. And I actually just noticed I missed the spot right there, so I have to go back and definitely paint that. But yeah, overall, Army Painter, the Triad system, I'm starting to understand it. Right, I don't. I think it's the Vallejo. You can get them in, I think it's a 6-pack, so it's basically just 6 shades, all of the same color type thing. At least that's where I live. You can only get them in 6-packs, and to me that's too much. I don't mind. I would prefer that they took the far left one, the middle one, and maybe a far right one. So maybe make it. I mean, you can make it out of 5, right? I guess I don't know. But I understand the whole Triad system. I understand it a lot better now. But yeah, some of them a little too similar, the base and mid. But this guy here looks pretty dang good. I actually like the look of it, the feel of it, and Yeah, and what I also did too is I did a flesh wash. I did a 1:5 ratio. So I did 1 drop of flesh wash to 5 drops of quick shade wash mixing, washing medium, and that worked very, very good. Overall, I'm starting to like the Triad system 100%. I'm going to do one of the next ones I'm going to do is actually going to be a black Triad that I'm going to test on a, I've got a Space Marine Primaris Chaplain. So that's going to be the next guy I do up, specifically because I want to do the Triad. But yeah, this is the next try on the Triad, and I'm starting to get a hang of it. I'm starting to really enjoy it. And like it. Now, mind you, I do have still an issue with putting these air paints through a 0.2 millimeter nozzle. I can't figure it out. I've upped pressure, I've reduced pressure, I've added in thinner, I've added in flow improver. I honestly don't know what it is. I don't know. It just won't flow through. Now, it'll flow through when I pull the trigger on... I'll bring my airbrush over. So, when you have your airbrush, right, and you... Oh, wow. I was going to clean that off. When you pull back a little bit, there's a lot of air. So, right now, it would be just air, right? So, this is nothing. Right here, there's air. And the moment you start pulling back, you get, obviously, more paint. The problem is, when you just do a slight pull on the trigger to initiate the paint to go through, it doesn't seem to want to flow. You actually have to go back significantly on the trigger, increasing the flow. Now, the problem there is that if you're trying to do, for example, just the highlight on a 0.2 nozzle, it's not working. I don't know what it is. If anyone out there has an idea as to how I can get those to flow through the 0.2, I don't know whether it's thinner or if it's... I honestly don't know. Like I said, they go through the 0.2 when you pull it back a little further, so it's opened up more. The problem is that if you don't want to do... Like, if you want to have a little bit of paint come through, it doesn't seem to want to do that. Right now I've got the 0.3, but... Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of baffled. I haven't... Now, here's the best part. Speed paints and contrast paints. Perfectly fine with a 0.2 millimeter nozzle. Or 0.2 millimeter needle. These air paints are just trying to make me perplexed and confused, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so there we go. So this is the second test of the Triad system. And I'll actually grab... one of the first tests. So here was the first test. And it looks pretty good. But yeah, I'm a little just kind of befuddled. It's that 0.2 millimeter nozzle. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be trying a few other things. Some people say do a mix of flow improver and thinner. Army Painter has a thinner, and it's a mix apparently of flow improver and thinner. I don't know whether it's even needed to mix the two, because the two by default thin your paint. One, yeah, it's interesting. From what I've talked to for a few other people that really like the airbrush, they say don't bother using both. It's just a waste of time and money. Mostly just the money, because one of them should be good enough. So I think what I'll be doing over the next little bit is doing some more tests on the 0.2 nozzle, maybe trying to just increase the amount of thinner and stuff. Right now I'm doing the last time I did a 5-to-1 test, and it's still, I had to open the nozzle up a lot more than I wanted to, and lost that little bit of fine control. Yeah, if anyone has an idea, like I said, give me a heads up. Leave a comment down below. But with that in mind, the next one, we're going to try black. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.